Hello, everyone, and welcome. You are joining us for the LRE sponsor webinar, Unlocking Luxury, How Pacaso Empowers Real Estate Agents to Elevate Their Business. My name is Megan Barry. I'm the president of Who's Who in Luxury Real Estate, and I'm excited to be joined by Marnie Blanco with Pacaso. Marnie's the SVP of Industry Relations, and we're pleased to have had her recently at our spring retreat in New Orleans, and we're looking forward to seeing her again and again at our events. Marnie has proved to be a really great partner in the industry with a depth of knowledge about Pacaso, and she's here to share that with us today. Thank you so much for being with us, Marnie.
Oh, hi, Megan. Thank you so much. And Jackie, thank you for setting this up. It's wonderful to be here. Your event was so great. That was actually the very first time I had been to your event. I've been in the industry for, oh goodness, almost 23 years now. And the first time ever to your event, it was just wonderful. I enjoyed every aspect of it.
Thank you. It was so good to have you.
Yes. Well, thank you for having me today. And thank you everyone for joining and learning a little bit more about Pacaso. Our goal here today is just to talk about how Pacaso can help broaden your business and, increase your bottom line is really the crux of it. So we'll go over just a short presentation, very simple, of what Pacaso is, how you can work with Pacaso as a preferred agent. And then we can open it up to questions as well. Make sure this is time well spent for everyone. So as Megan noted, I'm Marnie Blanco with Industry Relations with Pacaso. I've been in the industry, as I noted, for a very long time. I've been with big brands and franchisors. I've been with technology companies. And then now I've been with Pacaso for about little over 4 years now. So Pacaso, let me make sure you all can see my screen here. The entire mission is to make second home ownership possible and enjoyable for more people. So a lot of you, I imagine, especially being in the luxury vertical of the industry, you deal with a lot of clients who probably have second homes. And those second homes are always fun and can always be challenging at the same time. And so typically people are always like, yeah, I would love to have a second home, but can I really afford the entire home? And does it make sense if I'm going to be in the home for only, 4 or 5 weeks on average per year? Who's going to maintain it? Who's going to take care of it? And so there's challenges in the second home ownership model. And what happens then a lot of times, as you probably have all seen, is a lot of people say then, hey, let's get together with some friends and family and go own a second home together. That way, we can share in the cost, we can share in the maintenance. But what happens then a lot of times is you might get, a couple aunts or uncles or cousins or sisters or brothers, but then all of a sudden brother wants to leave and he doesn't want to have his part of the home anymore. And you're like, whoa, hold on. You can't do that. You can't just leave. You have to make sure that you have your portion taken care of. And it becomes kind of chaotic and a little cumbersome. So that's what Pacaso is set out to do, is basically handle the challenges of second home ownership, make it more accessible and possible for more people, but then make it more enjoyable so that you don't have to worry about the maintenance, the upkeep, everything about the home, and you don't have to worry about the different ownership in it. So what does Pacaso do? So we come in and we buy high-end luxury homes all over the world. We're in about 40 different markets throughout the US, and then Cabo, London, and Paris as well right now. And then we turn them into a co-owned home with up to 8 owners per home. And so you can buy an eighth, a quarter, or up to a half of a home. Once you're in the home, once all the owners are in the home, Pacaso then just migrates to a pure property management role at that point in time, and the owners have 100% ownership of the home. The actual home is, when we first purchase it, we put it into an LLC, and then the owners own that LLC going forward. So we manage all of that process of the acquisition and the LLC. All of our homes are, you can finance our homes up to 70% of the share price, which is a unique product for our homes. Obviously, with a normal mortgage company, you probably wouldn't find a product that could handle that. And then we handle every portion of the home. So all the maintenance of the home, the scheduling and the enjoyment of the home. We don't allow our owners to rent their homes. It's for their personal use and enjoyment. Of course, they can gift it to family and friends as well. But all of that is handled through our scheduling app, and I'll go into a little bit more detail on how that works. But when we come in and we purchase the home, we do have an internal design team who comes in and outfits the entire home head to toe. So we like to say that our homes are completely created enabled to hold any Thanksgiving dinner. And so we outfit them with, spices and condiments and all the kitchen utilities and all of the type of serving materials and everything you would need to be able to host a Thanksgiving and a family dinner in your home. Finally, our homes, because they are 100% owned by the owners, they can resell them at any given time. So a lot of people say, oh, this might be like a timeshare or something like that. It's very different than that, in that our owners have 100% ownership and then can resell at any time. So to that note, Pacaso is not a timeshare. It is very different in the fact that it is true real estate ownership and that our owners retain 100% of the ownership in the home. As with a timeshare, you're just buying the right to time, right? You don't actually own the asset. So we like to think of it is that as Pacaso manages the home, we actually don't have to manage the home. At any given point in time, our owners could get together and say, you know what, we don't want this home to be a Pacaso home. We just want to manage it ourselves. We'd like to think that that wouldn't happen because some of the secret sauce is how we manage the home and make such a great experience for our owners. But it is possible, and it's really one of the biggest differentiating factors as to why we're not a timeshare. As I noted, all of our homes are fully managed by Pacaso. And once we come in, we buy the whole home. We come in, the design team outfits the entire home, with all of the furnishings, design, amenities, etc. That entire price then of the whole home plus all the design is then put together and then marked up anywhere from 10 to 20%, depending on the market and the community. We then divide by 8, and that's how you get your share price. So every owner, their initial share price is the same. Now, when they go to resell the home, the owner chooses their whole price. So we will give them information, some data, etc. But ultimately, that owner will choose their price of their home. Right now, we see about an upside, I would say, of about 10 to 12% of our owners when they resell, in terms of the investment that they're seeing on the flip side when they sell. So it's definitely, it could be an investment. We don't sell it as an investment because it's real estate ownership, but it as you all know, probably in the real estate industry, it tends to always go up. So that has been that. At the time, though, that we establish the initial price, we also establish what are the operating costs of the home. So every home has a monthly operating fee that each owner pays, and it's very similar to what you would pay with like your primary home. So your utilities, your taxes, your insurance, your maintenance, your turnover, cleaning, even a reserve fund is budgeted into the home. And whatever that entire price is, we divide that by 8, and that is just passed through to the owners. You do pay Pacaso a monthly management fee. It's a very small portion of the operating costs, but that entire operating cost is put into a budget, divided by 8, and shared out with the owners. Then on a quarterly basis, we also update those fees to the owner so they can see exactly where their operating cost is getting spent. I would say right now, on a typical area, our home's monthly management or operating fees goes anywhere from about $1,000 to $3,000 a month. Depends on the home, the community, amenities of the home. Does it have a swimming pool? Does it have a pickleball court? What is the upkeep of the home? On average, our different homes across different markets go anywhere from about $250,000 per share price, per 1/8 share price, all the way up to, and that's in probably like the Palm Springs area, all the way up to about 2.8 million in, say, like Malibu or the Aspen area. So we have a wide range of homes and shares available. So the next big question we always get is scheduling. So people always say, okay, how do I get my fair share of time in this home? So per 1/8 ownership, every owner gets up to an eighth of a year, which is about 46, 47 days a year. They can stay anywhere from 2 days to 2 weeks at a time, and they can book it up to 2 years out. They can always be holding 6 stays in the home. So it's almost like owning a hotel. You book it, and it doesn't have to be locked into, week number 3 or week number 14 as a timeshare would be. It's more just flexible booking for what works for you. So you can book it at any time, like I said, up to 2 years out, to 2 days to 2 weeks at a time per 1/8 ownership. If you're a quarter owner, you could stay up to 4 weeks at a time. If you're a half owner, 8 weeks at a time, etc. Within that 6 days that you have, though, you can always be holding one holiday or one peak season per per those 6 days. And peak season means like we have the Colorado mountains. I'm from Colorado. And of course, everybody likes to come skiing. And so we schedule in and build in logic into the scheduling app that says this is peak season. So if you come and stay during a holiday, or you have a stay booked during a holiday or peak season, once you use it, then you can book another one. So what it does is it prevents owners from sitting and squatting and gobbling up all the good times. So say, for example, I have a home and I have 4th of July coming up. I come and let's say we decide to stay 9 days during 4th of July. During that time, once we check in and then we check out, now maybe I only have 5 stays or less on hold and booked. I could go book Thanksgiving if it happened to be open. So this way, it's just like a rolling calendar for the owners to make sure that everybody gets their fair and equitable time of the calendar, which is very important. As I noted, we're in about 40 different markets throughout the US, and then Cabo, Paris, and London as well. And I'll tell you kind of as a sneak preview here, we are doing further expansion into the US. Our next probably expansion area is going to be Michigan or Texas, like in the Austin, Lake Travis area. And then internationally, we're actually growing quite quickly within those markets. And now we are looking at Italy and the Bahamas probably next as our next international expansion markets. So there'll always be new markets added. The biggest thing to know about this, though, is as we go through on how you can work with Pacaso, is that you can refer buyers to any of our homes worldwide. It doesn't have to be where you live, where you are licensed, where you are, the local expert in your area. You can really broaden your reach and work with buyers all over. What we do is we invite every agent that partners with Pacaso to basically take our listings and make them yours. You can go onto our site, you can take our photos, you can take our videos, you can take our content, and you could go market our listings. All you have to do is market it as a Pacaso preferred agent. And then what you do is you have a unique referral link, which I'll show you here in just a minute how to get, that you would tie to that marketing. If any buyer comes through you through that unique referral link, and or if you refer them on our site, they are tied to you. And once they transact with us, you get the commission, and that's the best part of it. But what I want to do is just show you a little bit on understanding the types of properties we have on Pacaso.com. So when you go to Pacaso.com, you're going to see different, layout, different homes, etc. Any of them that have this Pacaso tag on them is basically a Pacaso home. That means it's already owned either by us because we're selling an initial share, or we have an owner reselling their share. So you might have this Pacaso tag and it might go down here and it will show, 1/8 ownership is 750,000. Go in here, take the videos, take the photos, everything that you can find, and market the home. You can market it as yours. The other way, though, you might see a Pacaso tag on here is down here, and where it says 1/8 ownership estimated, that is a home that is a Pacaso home, but it is sold out at this point in time. But a lot of people like to be on a wait list for that. And so we do put our sold homes on there so that people can see, hey, a share could be coming up in this home. And if this is something that's interested to you, then you can be on a wait list for that. Finally, you'll see some homes that do not have any type of Pacaso tag on them. And that is a home that is not yet a Pacaso, but we think it could be a good Pacaso. So it's one maybe that we're eyeing. It's one that we might have some initial interest in. And so we're trying to understand from buyers out there if this is a good home. So help us understand, are we picking the right home? Are we not? And so we're just aggregating, pre-aggregating some buyer demand on that. So if it is a Pacaso home though with a Pacaso tag, those homes are yours to sell. So working with Pacaso, what does that look like? So becoming a Pacaso preferred agent is extremely easy. All you simply do is just go to Pacaso.com. In the upper right-hand corner, you'll see a little face, a little person's face. Click on that and just sign up. It's simply your email that you sign up with. No password even required. We authenticate you in different ways. Once you are signed up with us, you will get a dashboard, and I'll show you what that looks like here in a minute. But it's as simple as just signing up, saying, yep, I want to be a part of the Pacaso preferred agent network. As I noted, you can refer any buyers to any of our homes worldwide. We do pay a full 3% commission on that share price. So whatever the share price is from 250,000 all the way up to 2.8 million, we pay a 3% referral commission on that. And in general, it's literally just submitting us phone number and contact information of your potential buyer. We partner you with our sales team. They'll reach out, say, tell me a little bit more about your client. They will then follow up with the client and handle the entire transaction. So you will not have any steps to take. You can stay involved as much as you want or as little as you want. It's up to you. We have agents kind of do both ways, but it's a super, super simple way to broaden your business, an easy add-on to your business. We tell agents, stay focused in your area. You're obviously a local expert. You have your communities, your networks that you have taken care of likely for years, and that's wonderful. But this is such an easy add-on to your business. Last year, on average, to kind of just give you an idea, per deal that we did, agent referral deal, we paid $34,895 per referral commission. And again, that's simply for just referring us a name and a phone number, contact information of your buyer. Here's just a few examples of some of the homes we have out there. Our homes, like I said, are all throughout the US and internationally, and then the agent commission that comes off of it. A lot of choice and a lot of different options for buyers out there, especially for somebody who might think, I never could have owned a second home in my life, and or I didn't have time to take care of it. When we first started the company, it was really aimed at broadening the buyer base and the accessibility of second homes, because maybe you can't afford the whole home. And then as we migrated into more and more markets, now we also have an audience who can afford an entire $10 million home, but they know that that's probably not a smart use of their money. They know they're only going to be there, several weeks a year, and maybe they don't need to own home or the whole home and maintain the whole home, of course. So it just gives a nice option to people who are looking for that experience, that second home experience. So here's what we provide. The dashboard that I had mentioned earlier when you sign up with Pacaso.com looks like this. And you can submit referrals right through here. You can submit referrals right through Pacaso.com as well. It's very, very simple. Like I said, it's a name, a phone number, maybe some information about what the client is interested in. But what's unique about your dashboard is you get this unique referral link. And that's what this is right here. So when we tell people to make our listings your own, market our listings, you can take our listings, maybe you go put, a photo or two on social media, say, have you ever thought of owning a second home? And then you use your unique referral link. And what you do is you put it onto that content, whatever marketing you're using at the time, and then that becomes connected to you. So if a person goes through there, clicks on it, comes to Pacaso.com, and maybe inquires about a home, or asks a question that goes directly to our team, they are tied to you. They become your client. As a matter of fact, last summer, I had an agent contact me and she said, I just received a commission check from Pacaso. I'm not exactly sure why. And we figured out she had, the client had used her agent referral link. So super simple way to market the homes, super way easy to share with your clients, but then also generate new business, new leads for you as well. You can also become a Pacaso certified second home specialist, and basically going through like a presentation like this today, sharing the information with clients, a simple step. But ultimately, once you make that buyer's referral to us, we certify you. And when we certify you, we send basically information to you of, all the different steps you do. And then we send you badging and information and materials. You can go stick this on your emails. You can put it on LinkedIn. You can put it in any listing presentations, etc., just to basically show that you are continually looking for new ownership opportunities for your clients. And that's super important as an expert in the industry. We also provide an entire playbook for you and all of the marketing assets that you need to understand Pacaso and then share them with your clients. We absolutely do not expect any agents to be, experts in Pacaso. We just simply want to have a good general knowledge of Pacaso so that when you connect your clients with our sales team, you feel that you have trust in what we do and your clients can share that as well. But in this playbook, everything is in there from email templates, social media assets, texting scripts, video samples, branding guidelines, etc. Everything that you need to do to basically share out Pacaso as an option. And then finally, we invite everyone to just stay connected. As I said, that dashboard and marketing toolkit, I'll just leave this up here on the screen for a minute if you want to scan that. Gives you everything that you need to get through the Pacaso model. And then also we have SMS updates, so texting updates. And so that as we have new properties come online, you're kind of be the first to know of what those are, or any updates, or any new offerings, et cetera, that you might want to share with your clients. And then finally, my email address is marnie@pacaso.com. If anybody has any questions or further information that they would like to review, happy to be a resource, happy to connect you and or your clients also to our market managers in each of the areas, whatever's going to be helpful for you. And with that, I will go and take a look at if we have any questions. I'm not seeing any in here. If anyone has any questions, I don't know, Jackie, if you can open up their mics or anything.
Sure, I will open up the mics for everyone.
So just for reference, everyone knows about the Q&A function at the top of your screen. You'll see that there's a place to put a question if you have any comments or questions.
Let's see, it says, when will you be launching Italy? That's a fantastic question. So actually today, well, I think it just happened a couple days ago. We have a couple of properties we're starting to eye in Italy. And so we just put one up on the site today. It's in Milan. And then I don't know exactly which cities we're looking at right now in Italy. So we have a gentleman over in Europe who handles all of our acquisitions for Europe and is working on that right now. So I would say very soon. We have a lot of demand for Italy. We do get a lot of buyers asking for Italy. And actually overall too, Paris and Cabo and London have probably been some of our best performing markets, because what we're starting to find is that, especially in the US, if you want to purchase overseas, purchasing through Pacaso makes it really easy. Like, we handle all the taxes, all the purchasing policies, all of, any type of structure that you need to go through that people might not know when you're going to purchase overseas. So it makes the purchase and the transaction extremely easy. And so those are markets right now we get a home on, and we sell it out probably within a few weeks. It's pretty interesting. And so then we're also looking vice versa for any foreign buyers who want to come and buy US homes, because we can make that process extremely easy as well. But yeah, once we have more information, I can happily share that with you.
Looks like we've got another question from Dwayne.
I'm not seeing that pop up on my end.
So you did say you had the best successful marketing scripts on your website for getting buyers to respond to the ads, etc., that we post online. So
I'm sorry, what was the question?
I think it's more of a statement, not a question.
Oh, okay.
Thanks,
yeah,
Dwayne.
I mean, we really tried to make this very, very simple. Just provide everything that you need to do. If anything, it gives you a reason to reach out to your clients and touch base with them. And what's the worst they say? No, I don't want a second home. Okay, fantastic. Right. Well, I'm here if you need me for any of your other home needs. It just is, it's a good touch point with your client base.
And two more questions. First, can you explain a bit of how the financing works if we're going out of the country? That's from Nydia.
Oh, yes. So with the financing out of the country, I believe that we do all the conversions because we're a US based company. It comes through us. So I'd have to get more exact details, but because it goes through us, I think the conversions are already there automatically, and then we translate it to the euro or whatever we need to do for the pricing in the other country. But that's also another reason a lot of people like to work through us and handle their financing. I would say most often our buyers, they're probably about a 50-50 basis, 50% are cash buyers, 50% finance their homes. Obviously with the rates doing what they do, it could be a little different. What's a little unique about our homes though too is many of our homes have assumable rates on them. So you will see some of our homes might even have a 3 or 4% rate versus a market rate, because we handle the financing, and because it goes through us, then we can handle that as well. So a lot of times our owners might be reselling, and then we can make that rate assumable to the next owner as well. So there's a lot of creative options within our financing. Great question.
And then we have another question about locations. Do you have properties in Ontario, Canada? That's from Roxanne.
We do not have Canada yet. We have gotten a fair amount of interest in Canada. We have found, though, so far, we actually have more buyers from Canada, because a lot of them love Florida properties. So a lot of our Florida properties are owned by Canadians, Cabo, etc. And so it's probably, I wouldn't say maybe at the end of this year we might open up Canada, or might be kind of more to the beginning of the next year, just because we're going to probably focus a little heavier in Europe right now.
Good. I think, I've read multiple times that for Americans, the top two places that they want to go in Europe are France and Italy.
Yeah, exactly.
So another question, since you're doing the conversions, are there any U.S. tax implications for non-residents of the U.S.?
Ooh, that is a question definitely above my pay grade. I would have to follow up with you on that one. I am not sure on the tax implications.
Yeah.
I do believe, though, that I know at least with our U.S. owners, we do provide them their tax statement at the end of each year, so they can handle it with their filing of their taxes. So I'm not exactly sure with the conversions of the implication on that end, but that's something, if there's something specific you want to follow up on, please contact me, reach out, and I can always ask our finance group.
Okay. There's always someone with expertise for any questions, right?
Absolutely. Use your resources.
I think that covers all the questions in the chat. Last chance for chat questions, people. Well, I think that might do it. Marnie, any final words from you?
I'll just say again, my email is marnie@pacaso.com. Happy to be a resource to any of you if you have any questions. We're never too busy for your referrals. That's always, we have a lot of inventory out there, a lot of options. We have a lot of programs too. Like if a lot of our owners, we have we have several owners that are quarter owners. They're not just 1/8 owners, they're quarter or higher owners. And we have a whole collectors program that gives you additional perks for having higher level of ownership. So take a look at our site, take a look at Pacaso.com. If you do Pacaso.com/agents, that takes you to all the resources that we talked about today. It's very simple to use, and hopefully that it's a good add-on to your business.
Nice. Oh, one quick question. We did have a late addition here. Could you please give us an idea of what the average management fees are?
Yes, absolutely. So again, it's very, very property and market specific. So I would say anywhere from about $1,000 a month to about $3,000 a month. Very dependent on the home, though. Like, our homes that have pools in them, obviously those are your more expensive ones. Right. And so, but very, very, our operations team is extremely transparent in the finances. Like I said, we do quarterly budgets. We send out quarterly finance sheets and statements so that people can see, because there might be a lot of times that we're kind of edging up, and like maybe our taxes increased a lot, or utilities, or insurance increased a lot, and we might need to up those operating costs. Or maybe we have too much going into reserve, and we could lower those costs because we don't want to have a huge reserve fund as well. So we have an entire team that just handles those finances for our owners.
Okay, great.
That's a great question. Well, Megan, thank you so much. This is always a joy, and I love getting to know your network. It's been fun. People were so nice and kind back at the event, and I love meeting more of them.
Well, thank you. It was great. You were a great addition for sure. I think people were really excited to have Pacaso there and to meet you. And I think it's there's certainly a lot more untapped collaboration that can be done for our members. I know that we've also had a couple of little comments saying thank you. This is a great resource, that sort of thing. So thanks so much for joining us, everyone. Thank you, Marnie, and we look forward to more collaboration with everyone.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. Take care.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.